Conley for three. Yes! Here's quick release three. Got it! And it's good! We're back at the Luke Urban Fieldhouse on this Wednesday. It is our second girls game of the week as we saw the Durfee Hilltoppers on Monday against Conley. Tonight, the Whalers in town. Hello again, everybody. Evan Massoud and Chris Santos joining me for the broadcast from New Bedford Cable Network. Great to have Chris alongside. He's been on some of our broadcasts before, along with Joe. And so good to have him here for this big rivalry game. Chris, New Bedford comes in at 3-8, but we were just talking off camera. 3-8 doesn't tell the story.
No, I don't think it does either. This is a team that's played some tough teams. They're just trying to find their identity where they can really score some offense throughout an entire game. Right now, they just been a lot of spurts where they look like they're a really good team and they can compete with anybody on any given night. They're just not able to establish themselves through the entire game, and that's something that Jordan Pena is trying to stress. We need 4 quarters, not just a half, not just 3 quarters. We need a full game, and if we can get that on the offensive side of the ball, I think we'll be okay. But right now, it hasn't been the way he'd like it to be.
The Durfee girls were a young team last year, struggled coming into this season with Jeff Caron leading the charge now, a change in head coach. He's familiar with the team. We kind of touched on this on Monday's broadcast. And, you know, the chemistry has changed a little bit. The whole culture has changed a bit. Of course, Jeff, no stranger to Durfee basketball. So the girls come in at 6-3. They had a good tune-up against Conley. It was a game we expected them to do very well in. Conley, a lower division team, kind of an overmatch. And that's basically what we got on Monday. It was a blowout win for the girls, a good tune-up for this big rivalry game.
Yeah, and when you get confidence with the experience of a Jeff Caron coming in as a coach, the people can look and say, hey, this guy was an Hall of Famer, this guy is an outstanding Durfee representative, and the girls are just going to buy into his system, and I think they are. And he's young, and he knows he can use it for a couple more years. So 6-3 with that kind of a team, that's a good start, and that's what you want to see. And with him leading the charge, expect nothing but big things from Durfee basketball in the years to come.
Lady Hilltoppers are 1-1 in the conference. They have a win against Brockton on the road. They lost to Bridgewater Rainham. So this is one of those games kind of midway through the conference schedule. It can start to make or break you early on. I mean, 1-1, it tilts the scales very early. So we'll see how things pan out tonight. Chris, keys to the game for New Bedford.
Well, you're a little bit more solidified with a 6-3 record compared to our 3-8. We really need to have this win, and we got to start getting on a run now. I'm going to look for the offensive side of the ball for New Bedford to get some points. If they can get some points, some transition, maybe some easy baskets, and hopefully that will get them going. And if not, then they got to rely on their defense so much that they're going to make sure that they have enough defense to lead to offense and get some easy baskets. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. But I expect a highly contested and nice, tight game tonight. Hopefully we'll get a good one here.
Durfee girls' keys to the game here, I would say, is they got to keep going with what's working. They've won 5 out of 6 games going back to before Christmas break. And it's really been, you know, key shots and key situations for them. And the defense has stepped up when they needed to. So it's been pretty balanced. I can't really say one side versus the other. They just need that all-around effort if they're going to keep it close. I think you're right. Tight ball game. JV coach Jamison Guimond said to me earlier today, he doesn't think it'll be 10 points one way or the other. So we shall see. We hope you'll stick around. Should be a fun ride. Live coverage coming up next. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Laura Ferreira, the Director of Traffic and Parking. During a snowstorm, your safety is our first priority. At times, a parking ban may be necessary to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow plows to clear streets. A general rule is park on the side of the street opposite the fire hydrant. For more information, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.org and search parking ban. In addition, you may call the Mayor's office at 508-324-2600 or the Office of Traffic and Parking at 508-324-2123. New England weather can be unpredictable. Notification of a parking ban will be made early to give residents the opportunity to move their vehicles. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
Welcome back to Durfee High School. Evan Massoud and Chris Santos with you. We're just about ready for game time. A little later start today, but we have been looking forward to this one, Chris, since really since the beginning of the month when it was postponed. Again, I mentioned on Monday, both of these home games for Durfee should have already happened. So we're playing make-up here, playing catch-up here. It's going to be a wild final 3 to 4 weeks because everything's piling up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and especially for New Bedford, who really needs to turn this around if they want to make any run at being at 3-8 right now. And just speaking with Jordan Pena, he knows all about what he's going to expect from this Hilltopper team, but he's not really expecting what he can think from what Jeff Caron's going to bring, a new head coach. So he knows the players, but he doesn't know the system of what Jeff runs. Be interesting to see. It's going to have to start with his defense to turn to offense if he wants to pull an upset here tonight.
I would tend to agree with you. The Hilltoppers looked pretty good on Monday when we were here. And again, it's a different look, of course, because you're playing Conley. You can't, assume anything, but Conley being the lower division team, it was one of those that kind of figured Durfee would win comfortably. That's just kind of the track record. So, but tonight, our coaches here, they both seem to think it's going to be a very competitive game. And like in most cases, it seems in this conference, the overall records really don't tell the whole story, and you touched on that in the open.
Yeah.
Holly to Hargraves, and our first foul of the game, 28 seconds into it. It's going to be on New Bedford. Chris, you want to take the starters for the Whalers?
Absolutely. That was on Butcher there, and she's number 1. Number 2 is Tatum Reese. She gets the start along with number 3, Lexi Thompson. Rounded out down below with Kennedy Franklin, number 14, and number 22, Sydney Ramus.
And of course, Jordan Pena, the head coach, his 8th season, leading the Whalers. 3-ball put up, in and out. No go for the Hilltoppers. As we transition back down the other side here, Franklin setting the play in motion. Now they get it to Thompson, driving the lane, no dice. She'll get it back. Tough rebound contested, that's blocked, and the Hilltoppers will pick up their first foul. We'll look at their starters. Number 1, Mackenzie Carrero. Number 4, Julia Hargraves. Number 14, Margaret O'Connell. Number 22, Landry Caron back in there. Good to see her starting. Number 32, Jada Holly, and of course Jeff Caron, the head coach for Durfee, and the foul is on Mackenzie Carrero. So both number 1s picking up number 1 on the night.
Yeah, and she misses the first free throw as well. And, New Bedford's come out a little quicker than I thought, Evan, a little faster right now than Durfee. So it hasn't transitioned to points yet as both teams trying to fill each other out.
It's one of those situations, too. It always seems that Durfee in particular always tends to be undersized on the boys' side and the girls' side. But what they give up in height, they tend to be real scrappy and quick to the ball. Getting the hands in there, trying to jar it loose just like that. You just saw Caron from behind jarring it loose, and it went out off the Whalers, so force the turnover.
Yep.
Those are the things you got to do. Jeff, when I spoke to him at practice a few weeks ago, I asked him about his style because, I've seen him as a visiting coach, but he was gone from Durfee when I started working at Fred TV. That's on the line for 2, no good. But, he said, we always try to put everybody, as with any coach, right? You want to put your players in the best situation to succeed. But he says, I like to push a quick defensive pace of play, really get in there and make it difficult for the other opponent to score. And I think, and the boys have been doing the same thing, if you focus on your defense first and you're taking points away from the other team, your shots are going to fall sooner or later, and it's going to start resulting in leads. So I like the defensive culture and mindset. I think it makes for a more exciting game, too. That's just me. Yep. That's just me. I don't think you're going to see the days of, say, 80-point shootouts for either sides. That just doesn't happen anymore.
Holly got banged up there, Evan, so she's actually going to come out, and checking in is Lauren Kuchar, number 2.
Down the court, O'Connell can't put it in. The rebound, Mackenzie Carrero couldn't hang on. Backing her up was O'Connell, but then she's hit with the travel. And yes, you're right. Quick exit there. So Kuchar in. She started on Monday. Long three is no good. Kicked back out, and Hargraves will take it back. Now to Kuchar. Carrero in the corner. No, they'll go to O'Connell, and she can't get it to go either.
2-0 early here, and Butcher's the bucket for New Bedford. She's averaging 10 points a game, Evan, the most out of the Lady Whalers.
Yeah, slow start offensively. 3 minutes into the game, and just the one field goal. Karen's going to get called on the foul from behind. Her first, team second. That one on the floor, though, so fresh shot clock and an inbound for the Lady Whalers. It's tipped, and it will go out of play off of New Bedford. That was Karen getting a fingertip on it, so making good. We just saw in the locker room there, Kelly Mahoney, the trainer, just walked by the glass door there. We see the window, and she is working with Holly, stretching it out there, so hopefully she'll be back sooner than later. Carrero puts it up, Ben in.
Yeah, and that's what New Bedford's going to watch out for. A nice pick down below to free her to get the shot off.
Foul down low on the shot, and Bucha will go to the line for a pair. Durfee's third foul, and it's O'Connell's first foul. So Carrero, O'Connell, and Karen each with a foul here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and at that time, Jeff Cameron cannot be happy because there's been a lot of second chances right now for the Lady Whalers getting rebounds, and you can hear him yelling, you know, we got a rebound, and they're getting too many chances, so they have to shape that up a little bit. It's a good thing New Bedford has not made anything, or this game would be into double digits, at least for scoring for them.
Second free throw, no good. 0 for 4 at the line are the Whalers, so there's 4 points left on the floor, like you said.
Yep.
But you're right, that's right down on this other end before the foul. Hilltoppers did not box out well to get the defensive rebound. Carrero picks it up. Nice job. Giving up the body to get the ball. Kuchar gets the feed down low. Weak toss to the basket. It's blocked on her second chance, but Hargraves gets it to Karen. Now to Carrero. Backs up, takes the three, in and out. And out of play it goes.
Both teams ice cold here in the first quarter, trying to get some buckets.
Well, the Hilltoppers JV squad took the last game right before this one, the 5 o'clock start at 51-19. It was kind of a runaway for the girls here at Durfee, but very, very slow first 4 minutes here. You know, it's almost kind of a bit of a frantic pace, and I'm not sure, you know, you say a game against a lower division is kind of a nice tune-up, but then if you're not at that pace, you come against New Bedford now, you know, maybe sometimes it can hurt you.
Oh, sure
you know,
can.
I mean, 3 ball from Hargraves is no good. That's out of play as Kuchar stretched for it, but swats it out, hoping to get it to deflect off of Reese. It did not.
New Bedford 1 for 7, Durfee 1 for 10.
Yeah,
right
those
now,
are not
so
pretty statistics.
No, not at all.
Not good stats early on.
So what do? You go to the press to see if you can get turnovers and get some easy buckets.
There you go. Force the pass. Players were back because of that press, so more Hilltoppers down low defensively. Had the odd man, or in this case, odd girl advantage. Thrown away, loose ball, kicked, and that's going the other direction.
Yep.
Yeah, can't kick the ball.
I've not seen Holly come out of the dressing room, so it's got to be a little bit more than we first expected. She looked like she had like a little knee brace on, and I think that's where it was.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't really tweak anything too bad there.
That foul's on Booch, and that's going to pick up her a second. Let's see if Pina goes to the bench on that one. So one thing you saw there in the last 2 possessions, Evan, you're trying to force the ball inside. And again, force. If the person's not coming on you, don't be afraid to take the shot and let that person go for the rebound.
Right.
Instead, they back off. You force it. You made 2 errant passes, 2 turnovers, and Jordan Pena says, hey, listen, where is our offense that I talked about in the pregame, not having it through a whole 32 minutes? They need to find some offense.
Well, and to your point about that, the scoring comes in streaks here and in waves. It's right now the Hilltoppers are doing New Bedford a lot of favors because it's only 2-2 and we're almost 5 minutes into it. The Whalers calling the timeout there, but to your point, and it's interesting to see that they're passing off the ball. It's great to play selfless basketball. Too many times you hear the term ball hog, and it's true. It can happen. Everybody wants to score, sure. It's nice to see that, but if you have an open shot, you got 2 against 1, why not take it? Especially, at this point in the game, it's not like we're in the fourth quarter here and you're really pressing. You want to make sure every possession matters. At this point, 2-2 in 5 minutes of play, you can afford to take a shot. It's not going to make or break you right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And both teams have had some good open looks. And, they're just not – it's not like they're forcing shots. They've had some good opportunities, just not falling for either team.
O'Connell gets it. Now far side. Kuchar wants the 3, and she's got it.
Says 2. Says 2.
Ooh, all right, foot on the line.
Yep. And this is the
but
girl
the deuce is good.
This is the girl I like with the ball in her hand, number 3, Thompson.
Thompson, no good. Deflected down low by Hargraves right into the hands of Franklin, and the Whalers will get a second chance. Franklin puts it up and is fouled. It'll be the 5th for the Hilltoppers. I think it's on Kuchar, which would be her first.
Yep.
4th foul, excuse me, I said 5th. 4th foul for the Hilltoppers, 1st for Kuchar, and 2 shots for Franklin.
She had missed her first 2, but makes this one as Anderson has checked in for Bucha. She's wearing number 45.
Gotcha. So Zariah Anderson?
Yep.
So she's no longer 23. I had 23 on my roster here, so 45. Make that change in the book. Shot taken down low by Juliana Soares, just into the game after the timeout.
Is that Souza or Soares? I want to make sure I got that right. So Juliana Souza?
Did I?
Right? I want to make sure. I want to say it right as well.
It's on the roster, Souza,
number
right?
3.
That's
okay.
my bad.
All right. I want to make sure I got it.
My bad. Thank you, Chris.
No problem. I don't want any Fall River people calling you up, Evan, saying, hey, that's that name's Susan, not Soares, Susan, not Soares. You know how that is.
Well, and, pretty silly that I don't know why I thought Soares, because I was copying my book from Monday, which is the exact same roster. So
yeah, I got you.
Through the fingertips, and it'll go the other way. Another turnover for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah. And those are the ones that Jeff Karen that will sit back and say, girls, see, we're forcing that down there, and it's not even there. Why are we doing it? Even if she gets it baseline, there's already 2 red jerseys down there. There's
right.
No reason to do it.
Yep. It's about court awareness, scanning. Think of a quarterback, right? Drops back, and he's scanning the field. Yep. What's option A? Okay, no, he's covered. What's B? Who's my next option? Kind of the same situation, and it's split-second decision-making, and you got to try to be on the positive side of those decisions. That's a great pass down low. It's not going to go. Second chance will not go either. And Reese is going to be fouled. Reese hit from behind. And that's on Souza.
Yeah, but it was a great backdoor cut, though, Evan. And there to get it, but saw someone a little bit bigger and taller than her, got shied away from it and came up short.
Inbounding is Reese. Getting it to Ramos.
A little 2-2-1 pressure here now by Jeff Karen and his team.
Reese drives the lane. Nice job. Little cut back left and right.
Yeah. And then I like the finish with the left hand with the kiss off the glass.
Right. 6-6. Jumper no good. Nobody down there to rebound for the Hilltoppers as we come up on the final 60 of this first quarter. Out to Reese. No good. Mackenzie Carrero with the rebound. Looking for her lane. Pulls up. Gonna try to use some of the clock here. 15 on the shot clock, 30 on the game. 10. Around the arc they go. Carrera wants a long three, wide right, no good. Hits the rim, Hargraves can't handle it. It hits the baseline and goes out of bounds. It'll give the Whalers the ball with 18 and a half. Holly coming out of the locker room with our trainer, Kelly Mahoney.
Got some ice on that knee. I don't think she's playing for the rest of this one. Usually
That's
when
not
you
a good
ice it,
sign.
no, it's not.
10 seconds. And the Whalers will look to try to take a lead here and end this first quarter with some points. Three ball in the corner is good at the buzzer.
That's Anderson.
Anderson puts a stamp on a low-scoring first quarter. The Whalers lead it by 3 after 8 minutes.
Well, I had New Bedford 3 for 12, and then I had Durfee 3 for 18. So a lot of shots going up, but nothing really going in. And we talked about this one too, Evan, is Jordan Pina knows what this Mackenzie Carrero is about. Got to try to shut her down, double team if you can. Obviously, if they set a pick for her, you got to make sure you get off your pick. You want to stop your best player, and right now probably number one is on that Durfee team. So they want to find somebody else to do some scoring for them. And now without Holly, someone else is going to have to pick up the pace for Durfee, and I'm sure Jeff Karen is talking about that right now in the huddle.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, Holly had a good game the other night. She ended up putting up 12 points in 3 quarters. You know, there were a lot of substitutions in that game too. Jeff had the bench get in there for quite a while, and but Holly started and had a really good game. Had some good rebounds as well. You know, in terms of if you're looking at presence and size down low, Landry is very similar. So I would say they're probably going to rely on her a little bit now. She was not in the game on Monday, but she is back. Not on the court to start this second quarter, but she did start the game. And I would imagine that try to get some minutes for her, maybe to replace Holly down low.
Yeah, and 2 non-starters in Kucha and Souza with both 2 points to help off the bench.
I know, go figure.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're going to need it when Holly's out.
Sure will. Just 3 from the field for the Hilltoppers in that first, and 3 from the field and a couple free throws for the Whalers. That will go.
Yeah, and that's Souza.
Yeah, Coach Karen and the Hilltoppers got some really good production on Monday from the bench. And it was good to see that depth, and to your point, gonna need to see what it can do here. And right now we're seeing 2 of the non-starters leading the scoring.
Yeah, a quick turnover there by Thompson. Try to split 2 defenders. Got called for palming. Same play.
That was deflected. It went right through the arms. Did you see that? It was like the arms for Thompson were like field goal posts. Right through, and a turnover as the Whalers take it back. That's off the bottom of the net. Franklin had a good look at that too. Just kind of overran it. Comes flying in. Jumper for Souza, no good. And Franklin soars in to snag it out of the air for the rebound. We'll go back the other way again.
2-3 zone now by the Hilltoppers. Going to force New Bedford to shoot from the outside.
Jump ball. Kucher and Franklin tangled up, and it will be, should be New Bedford ball.
There it is. Karen checking back in, number 22.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna take it, letting it fly off the back of the rim, so it does hit. And Karen will watch it bounce out of play. That 3 put up there by Ramos.
Ava Kaplan, just a freshman, checking in, number 33 for New Bedford.
Carrero across to O'Connell. She'll go set up now in the corner as they hit Hargreaves at the point. Now Carrero gets the pass, drives the lane, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, and so Carrero went through and then came around from the opposite side. Reese is her responsibility, but then they did a pick with Reese down below, so it was 2 picks back to back, set her right up around, and that's why they're talking to Ava Kaplan to say, hey, listen, they picked like that. You got to come off your person and pick up Carrero.
So free throws for Carrero, the foul on Franklin. Her first, team third. Carrero did not go to the line once on Monday. All 20 of her points from the field. Hits the first one. It's actually Durfee's first free throw of the night. Both are good. And it puts the Hilltoppers ahead by 1, 10-9.
And then back to the 2-2-1 press.
Out of bounds. Reese could not handle that. And the Hilltoppers get the offensive zone inbounding pass.
Wide open underneath was Karen.
I think she cheated in a little too far there and got covered up. Didn't back up enough to, free herself up.
Yeah, she was open earlier, and they waited a little bit too long to get it inside. So they'll continue with that little 3-quarter press.
Ramos to Reese. Trying to get it cross half court. They do. Now to Reese at
That's
the
gonna be
point.
travel.
Officials were all over that. Quick whistle on the travel. And another turnover. So both sides trading possessions. Hargreaves trying to get by Thompson. Ball is batted away, but Carrero there to pick it up. Karen in the corner, covered by Franklin. Hargreaves to Souza, out to Carrero. No good. And Franklin with the rebound. Good defensive coverage there by the Whalers.
Yeah, they moved it around and forced them to, use most of that 30-second clock shot and force a wild shot.
That's no good either, and Franklin comes in kind of hot. And I think she's going to get hit with the offensive foul.
That will be her second. So both Butcher and Franklin, 2 of the taller and more physical players for New Bedford, will be on the bench.
Yeah, we haven't seen Butcher come back, and now Franklin will take a seat as Kaplan is staying out there, and they brought Anderson back out.
Good backdoor look.
Now O'Connell didn't really square it up, though, as she was in motion on the pass. That's no good either.
Both teams working hard, Evan, but just not able to finish. That's the key word right now. Finishing your shot. Finishing your layups. Finishing your drives. Nothing going in for either team.
Three is no good. And another rebound for the Whalers. It was Reese who's there to put it back, help out.
It was Reese's. Kaplan, I think it surprised Durfee because it didn't touch rim, Evan.
Right.
That's going to be a reach-in foul.
Saw Thompson looking right at Coach Pena. And he's like, well, yeah, you reached in. He even made the motion. You can't do it. Wanted confirmation.
So O'Connell will exit. And the other Souza will come in.
Evangeline.
Yeah. So
she had 8 points in the game on Monday. 4 at the line, 4 from the field.
Well, 2 out of the 5 has a chance to have a Souza scoring. Let's put it that way.
That's right.
So keep an eye on that.
Karen, Carrero calling. No, Karen almost lost it. Got it back,
Ooh.
and it will go.
Swing
Caught that
around in.
Yeah, caught the inside edge. And able to roll in. Halfway through the second quarter. 4 minutes to go before halftime.
Bucha threw the ball, but Anderson didn't turn around, wasn't expecting it. The ball went on the ground. Good job by Durfee jumping on top of it for the jump ball. And possession arrow will favor the Hilltoppers.
And I'll tell you, I think it must have to do a little bit with COVID and social distancing, that and this goes back to last year too, the jump ball, as that's stolen by Ramos down the court. Oh, can't get it to go. Whalers will keep it, but the jump ball whistle is almost instantaneous now. This, not giving you a chance to rip it out. If two players have the hands on the ball, it's like automatic.
Yep.
Good. Heard contact with the ball. I think that slowed it up, so the shot no good. Carrero driving the lane, and she'll get it to go.
Yeah, you got to pick that up earlier. You can't let it walk right down the middle there, Evan. You got to step up and force it to go right or left or draw the offensive.
14-11. I think 3 points is the largest
pretty much
advantage for either side here so far. Thompson to Bucha. Now to Reese, under 10 on the shot clock. Back to Bucha. Tries to get around, baseline, Karen. It's the hands in the face, and she will draw the foul.
And it's going to be her second.
So Karen tagged with the foul as Bucha, I should say, draws the foul. She'll go to the basket for two. And in and out. Carrero stepping back from the point to talk to Coach Karen. She comes back onto your screen. 1 for 2 at the line is Bucha. Under 50% though in 4 trips for the Whalers. Jumper for Carrero is no good. Long pass to Bucha. It's going to go on a play. Led her just a little too far. She's fast, but not that fast.
Not that quick.
And Bucha will come out now as we have Haley Chenard.
Yeah, I think he's just making sure she doesn't pick up a third foul somewhere.
Sure.
She has 2, and he wants to keep it that way. And you hear Carrero's, I need a better screen. I need a better screen.
3 ball, no good. Wide right and long. Our height here, we're basically about 10, maybe 15 feet off the ground here, so we kind of have like that perfect, our eyes are sitting down here. We're basically right at line with the bucket. And anything put up from this side of the court, you can pretty much tell whether it's going to go or not. Evangeline Souza with the foul. Bonus for the Whalers. Hilltoppers up to 7 for the team.
Shooting foul, so she will be shooting 2. First time at the free throw line. Subbing in, we got Nelson Alfred checking in, number 23.
Yeah, Ayana had some minutes on Monday as well. Yep. Plays girls volleyball. Well, she did in the fall, I should say. Another multi-sport athlete here at Durfee. Under 2 minutes here in the first half. That's a nice bank shot for Souza.
Strong aggressive move to go baseline. New Bedford's got to realize that, leave a man, and just cannot let it walk right underneath the basket for an easy layup.
And she was almost behind the glass.
Yes.
That's always a tough look. So you really rely on the bank shot off the square. Reese back to Thompson. Using the clock. 7 on the shot. Letting it fly. It's good!
That's a three-pointer.
Thompson from downtown, almost, I don't want to say desperation, but had to make something happen quick. Hilltoppers want one of their own, high off the glass. It's no good for O'Connell, and the Whalers come away with it as we draw near to the final 60 seconds here.
Good
Blocked.
block.
All ball, good reach. Souza picks it up. And coach saying settle, settle. Carrero, jumper, looks good. It's good!
Got the screen that she wanted that time, Evan.
Trading threes.
And moved to her left.
And just like that, Carrero into double figures. 10 points individually. 3 on the far side. Whalers hit another. Ramos from outside.
And that's Thompson doing a good job of getting that ball and finding the open man. It was on the left side, and she buries the 3. We're under 25 seconds left. Probably looked a high pick right here. Here we go.
Oh,
Thompson.
Almost jarred loose.
Let's see if they go with it again. On a screen, here it comes. Oh, that one's going to be an offensive foul.
It's on Ayanna Nelson-Alford. That's a tough turnover right there because it's going to give the Whalers a free throw. Oh, no, excuse me.
Yeah,
offensive.
offensive,
Yeah.
Butcher and
My bad.
Franklin will come in to see if they could get a quick one here. Someone's going to have to come off, and Ramos will be the one.
8.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, folks. Offensive foul
Yeah.
with single bonus isn't going to give you shots, but it does give New Bedford a chance to take the lead here as we go into the half.
Thompson's going to have to go. I'd go right to the basket.
To Butcher, setting for 3, wide open, no good, and time will expire. Wow.
Well, they had the look they wanted, just wasn't able to finish it.
19 to 18 here at the end of the first half, and the offense, it was some of those 3 balls really picking up rather quickly there at the end of it. You know, when you consider how quiet the offenses were through much of that first half, to start nailing some shots from outside was a bit unexpected, to say the least.
Well, a 13-9 second quarter advantage for the Lady Hilltoppers, and obviously it was Carrero who had 7 alone in the second quarter. She has a team high 9 points right now out of those 19.
Yeah, Carrero leading the charge once again. And so that's the key for the Hilltoppers. She is their best scorer. New Bedford's got to try to figure out a way to continue to contain her. They did a good job in the first quarter, but putting up some points there later on in it here. I know I said she had 10 points, and I, of course, miscounted 9 points, as you said, Chris.
Yep.
The 3 ball, 2 field goals, and 2 from the line, accounting for basically half the points.
Correct.
All right. Hey, we said it was going to be a one-possession game. Well, through half of a game, it certainly is. The Hilltoppers leading by 1, 19 to 18. We're going to step aside. Halftime has about 9 minutes left in it, so we'll take the break, and we'll see you on the other side for the third quarter. You're watching live basketball on Fred TV. Stay with us.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Strike 3 called. Base hit and your game winner. Shot. Good. Hall with room. Hall taking it to the house.
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements, and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
The telescope was built in around 1897, and the mechanical parts were made by the Warner and Swayze Company in Cleveland, Ohio, and the optical parts were made by Elvin Clark and Sons, famous firm in Cambridgeport, Massachusetts. This telescope excels at showing like the rings of Saturn, the craters on the moon, Jupiter, the cloud belts on Jupiter, the moons of Jupiter. There are many things. It can detect objects really from many billions of light years away from us. The Andromeda Galaxy, which is one of the closest big galaxies like our Milky Way, you can see that looking through this telescope, even from here in Fall River, even though it takes the light from the Andromeda Galaxy about 2.4 million years to get here. The telescope actually moves to track the object as the Earth spins under us. It's like seeing sunset, you know, it's because the Earth's turning. Well, when we point the telescope at a celestial object, magnify 100 or 200 times, the object would drift out of the field of view in less than a minute. But this has a mechanical clockwork and a mechanism to track the sky no matter where you point. I hope that some students, just by looking at it, are inspired to learn more about it and about telescopes and about astronomy. I hope students see it and want dearly to look through it. I hope students passing by outside look up at the dome and wonder what's up there. And I remember being a little kid coming up to go to the dentist and driving by the old school on Rock Street. That's where the telescope was still located. But I'd look up at that dome and I knew it was an observatory dome and I was interested in science. I thought, wow, I wish I could get up there someday and use whatever's up in that dome. What's it like? I never dreamt that the day would come I'd have a chance to be involved with it like I am now. I'm very grateful for the experience. It's a wonderful symbol of Fall River's significant past as an industrial powerhouse. Telescopes like this were expensive. They were status symbols, and this still is. This, among telescope specialists, like me, this is a famous telescope. If you want to compare this to an antique car, we're talking Rolls-Royce here.
Welcome back to the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud and Chris Santos with you here on Fred TV. Hello to our fans in New Bedford as well, watching through Facebook. Although I will say, a lot of New Bedford fans here.
Yeah, there is.
Whalers traveled very well tonight. I think they almost Dare I say, I think they're like 50-50 here with the Fall River fans. So the Whalers making a statement on the road.
Yeah, and it's always nice to see them come out for a nice, obviously, division game.
Yeah.
And you get some rivalry, obviously, between these two schools. It's always important.
Well, a nice tight ball game here, 19-18. Hopefully we'll see the offenses, build on that quick surge in the final 90 seconds, Chris. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from that first half.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with the Lady Whalers. They were led by Tatum Reese. She had 4 points. Butcher with 3, Thompson with 3, Ramus with 3, Anderson with 3, and Franklin Gibson with 2. They had 9 points in the first quarter, 9 points in the second quarter. 3 for 12, Evan, first quarter. 3 for 15, second quarter. 6 for 27 overall, and unfortunately that's only 22%, so they need to pick that up. For Durfee, they were led by Mackenzie Carrero with 9, Juliana Souza with 4, and then Lauren Kuchar with 2, Evangeline Souza with 2, and Landry Cameron with 2. They had 6 in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter. I had 3 for 18 in the first quarter, 5 for 11 in the second quarter, so they picked that up. 8 for 29 overall for the half, and they're up to 28%. So both teams really not shooting lights out, that's for sure, and especially for New Bedford at only 3 buckets in the first and second to make 6 total. They really need to turn off. If it wasn't for the 3-ball, Evan, this game wouldn't be a 1-point game.
No, it certainly wouldn't. And the 1-3 that the Hilltoppers have was Carrero. The Whalers have knocked down 3 from outside.
Yep.
That's why you have 6 players. The scoring's really spread out for New Bedforders because some of them have been kind of one-hit wonders in a sense. And the Whalers will start with the ball. All 5 starters back on the court for the Whalers. That is thrown away. Carrero will gather it. Hilltoppers with their 5 starters except for Holly, who is still out, and we don't expect to see her back. That's a situation right there where the Hilltoppers got the turnover quickly after the Whalers started with possession for this third quarter, and they couldn't capitalize on points. That's for 3, no good, short. Karen with the rebound, they'll hand it to Kuchar, will take it up the side. Loose ball. Hargraves dumps it off to O'Connell, who's quickly covered up in the corner. They'll dump it out to Hargraves, and she can't get it to go. Out of bounds, off of Reese, it appears, so it looks like the Hilltoppers will keep it.
So you always look for second half adjustments, Evan, and let's see what both teams come out with.
Wide open 3 for Carrero, but pretty well off the mark that time. Long and in front, hitting the front of the rim. So wide left, trying to put it up. That's a great effort there from Bucha. She's fallen down, but ends up being a turnover. Carrero able to put it in off the glass.
Yeah, and I like what Carrero did there. Went strong at Franklin, knowing that she's got a couple of fouls, and said, well, you want to stop me? Maybe you might even pick up a foul, and she kind of backed away.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more conservatively. I don't know that she would have backed away if it was the fourth quarter, but as we just start the third, you're right. You want to be cautious. Not going to give up your entire game, but you don't want to take one haphazardly either. Hilltoppers will get the first foul of the second half. And it's on O'Connell, her second.
Reese will go to the line, went strong, likes to go to that left hand.
Her first trip to the free throw line. I have the Whalers at just 3 for 10, now 3 for 11 after that miss. 3 for 10 though in that first half, so not very good from the line. Another part of why the game's so close. Think of those free throws, a lot of the points left on the court.
Yep.
And the Whalers very easily could have led at the half. Hargraves gets the pass by Bucha, and it is going to go out of play.
Refs are going to discuss it, talk about it, see which way it's going to go. One said off leg, one said no.
It will be Durfee ball. Got to get it in. Just barely. Running out of time there. Jarred loose. Ramos sticks the hand in, took it away from Kuchar. Slows up. Saw the foot move, but a jump ball. That plant foot almost came off the ground there. There was almost a travel. The jump ball goes Durfee's way.
So both teams making some turnovers here to start this second half.
Yeah, not necessarily a strong start offensively,
No.
much like the first quarter. Just 3 total points between the two.
Still trying to find Carrero, get some picks on him. Now Booch is on her.
I give the defenses some credit here because the offenses, yes, they've had some good looks, but they can't seem to get into a rhythm. And if they, in the drives that they're taking, they're not getting the shots to fall either. So
Good look inside.
that is a great pass. Franklin down there. It's taken flat away from Franklin.
Yeah, Thompson had a good look. I mean, a small
Double teamed, no foul.
blocked.
I guess it was all ball.
I guess so.
That's a foul. Wow, I guess not either.
Letting him play.
Did that not look like a foul to you?
Letting him play. Looked like she was bumped going underneath.
Wow.
Letting him play.
That looked more of a foul than down this other end. Karen wants 3. That's well long. Letting it fly, and out of bounds it goes.
Both teams trying to find some offense. Got to get someone.
I feel like we're at a good time for a timeout here,
Yeah,
almost to settle everybody
yeah,
down.
pretty much. But you're looking for somebody to get on some little bit of a spurt.
Yeah. Good take.
Reese strong to the hole and back again to the left hand with the kiss off the glass.
Tied up. I think, to what you said in the open about how right through the hands. That's twice it's happened to Durfee tonight. I think, to your point, what you said in the open about how this is coming in spurts for New Bedford, their offense, I think the Hilltoppers are letting them kind of hang around in this game. Durfee's not going to put up 70, 80 points a night, but based on what you were saying, I think New Bedford's defense is, a big part of why this game is tied right now.
And again, you're looking for scoring for 32 minutes, Evan. You got to find something. And when you're only 21 points and you're in the third quarter, very low scoring game, and you're definitely not able to find it right now.
Whalers get it back here after it went out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock. 10 seconds had already expired. Passing down low. Bucha reaches, gets it back, and can't get it to go out of bounds. That was a great effort individually there to get it back after passing it to Franklin, who lost it.
Now New Bedford's trying to maybe create some turnovers to get some easy buckets as they press a little bit with the man-to-man.
Hargraves hands it off to Carrero. Drives the lane.
Good
All
block
ball.
for Thompson.
All ball.
Yeah,
Both
good look.
hands.
Oh, and she loses the handle on a 2-on-1.
Wow. And a turnover.
Wow.
Tipped on the inbound.
Good play.
Bucha.
Well, defense
Basket.
trying to find some easy buckets, and there's one right there. Same thing, trying to put the pressure on.
Whalers lead.
Good, give and go.
Oh, it won't go. Out of bounds. There's just no consistent rhythm here for either side. That was fantastic pass by the Hilltoppers, and it doesn't fall, and now you get the break on the out of bounds. Throw it in, and the Whalers come soaring in to kind of intercept it. Franklin, quick release, 3, and it's good!
Ooh, Kennedy Franklin.
Here's your scoring spurt, Chris. 5-point lead for the Whalers. And timeout for the Hilltoppers.
Well,
Not surprised.
Another big 3 right there, and as Bucha, who leads the team with 10 points in the average, Kennedy Franklin is second on the team with 9.7 points. So they're trying to get those two involved. If you've noticed, Evan, They've put Butcher on the left side, let it go baseline. When they come down, tries to get it in Franklin, the bigger body. So they're working that two-man game down below. I think they're trying to use that more. And then if they go weak side, that's where Reese comes in if they needed to get on that one. Right now, out of sync, though, unfortunately. And it's been mostly because the pressure now of that full court man-to-man, not back, but the full court made some turnovers, which now created, obviously, some buckets for New Bedford, none bigger than the 3 there from Franklin.
Yeah, it's all about adjustments, and that goes for any sport. And in this case, New Bedford has made some adjustments, and the Hilltoppers have been unable to really answer that call. Just the 2 points this quarter, and the Whalers, with 7. So they're out to a 5-point advantage. That's the largest advantage for any side tonight. Shows you, again, how close it's been. But Hilltoppers
actually, they
need
have
to make some adjustments.
And actually, they have 8 points because they got that extra free throw in there by Reese to get up to 26. So they are up by 5, which is the biggest lead by anybody so far in this game.
It's definitely a grind tonight at the Fieldhouse. Points hard to come by.
Still going to try to play aggressive defense right now. Look at that. They're trying to deny it. Now you got to step up and double. See, they didn't do it there.
No, Carrero finding some room. Dumped it off to Souza, who's back in. O'Connell almost lost it back to Hargraves. Now to Karen. Wants 3. Big answer.
Gonna get 3.
That's a big shot coming out of the timeout after the big press from New Bedford to answer with the long ball. Reese is fouled by Carrero. Second team foul, her second personal. Reese will go to the line and...
Yeah, so what Durfee has to realize there is Reese is left-handed. So mostly everyone's right-handed, and she's going to that side and moving up. They're thinking that she might go with the right hand. They have to read that and maybe lean over on defense to that side.
This is Reese's second trip to the free throw line. Up to 8 points by my count. Make it 9.
That is correct. That's what I have too.
So 3 for 4 at the free throw line. That's not bad for her. That'll help the overall statistics for the team.
And here's Carrero still trying to energize this offense to get some more people scoring besides her. She has 11 to lead them. Oh, good defense by Tom. She's got someone open if you want it. There it is.
Bucha gets the pass. Hargraves down low, jars it loose. It's out of bounds. Yeah, Hilltoppers don't have an answer for the man coverage on these inbounding passes. They got to do a better job getting open.
Well, the funny part is that's just too easy right there is what I was going to say. I was going to say, watch Franklin here because she's going to come in, and sure enough, too easy.
Carrero, nice move. Changed it up at the last second, then flipped back. Now Bucha down low again, finding Franklin. They'll kick it out to Thompson.
Like the look.
That's for 3. That's no good. Bucha hits it out of bounds, and the Hilltoppers will have it.
Still again, ooh, that's a good pass.
On the run. Now to Hargraves down low. She'll back it up and slow it down. Notice they put Bucha on Carrero now. It had been Reese.
Sure, made a little switch. It was Reese, remember, too, because Bucha was on the bench at the time.
That's true.
With the 2 fouls. So now that's why it's a switch.
Carrero kicks it out.
Good look.
That's for 2, and it's long.
Well, they're going to need someone else to score besides Carrero. She'll set you up, too.
Franklin wide open, uncovered, and it was long. You said that was for 2?
Yeah, that was.
Foot on the line.
She was inside of it.
Big stretch from the free throw line or just before. Big hit.
Almost making a free throw, but it was the turnaround. It looked smooth. That was impressive. Stepped up her game with 7 right here in the third alone.
Yeah, Franklin's having a big quarter.
Yep.
Carrero wanted the 3. Now Franklin's on her, an even taller defender, and it'll go.
Got to step in front of her, cause a charge. Not doing it. She's going right to the basket as she should.
Reese with the ball, 35 seconds left in the third. Bucha over to Ramos, no good. Toppers pressured, foul coming.
Not a good one by Bucha.
No.
Never want a loose ball foul. If you're going to get a foul, you're going to get a hard foul. And that's why she's going to come out of the game. And Shenard's going to come in.
That's just the first team foul for the Whalers in this quarter.
Yeah,
Make it number two. Chenard coming in and committing a foul there. Definitely not intentional. Kind of looked like the feet got tangled up there as they were both really full steam ahead up the sideline. So into Carrero. Back guarded by Reese. Quick three.
Wow.
Oh, high off the glass.
Evan, you can ask her after the game if she was calling bank, because I'm not. Because I am not.
Holy cow.
Because I'm saying there's no way she was thinking bank there. She'll take it.
She'll take it.
But I don't think she was thinking bank.
3 seconds. Whalers
Gotta
want a
shoot.
shot. And they'll get it, but no good. Wow.
Yep.
Well, the Hilltoppers led by 1 at the half. Now they trail by 1 as we go into the fourth quarter. And what is going to be definitely a very close finish to this one, as Coach predicted before this game.
Well,
Wow.
definitely carrying them on their back, as she has 9 points alone in that third quarter. The only other bucket was Karen's 3 to get 12 for that quarter. So Mackenzie Carrero saying, hey, jump on board. I'm going to try to do what I can to keep us in this one, and she did.
You know, and that's what a leader will do.
Yeah.
But you got to get some help from everybody else. I mean, there's definitely, for both sides, been a lot of points left on the floor tonight. And that's something that, you know, both coaches are going to be looking back when they watch this tape and say, okay, this one could have been, say, 60 to 63 or whatever. We're very low scoring here for Durfee versus New Bedford, as the track record does not usually have it be this much of a defensive. I mean, you're averaging just over 10 points a quarter. That's really not normal in this case.
Yep, and that's the highest scoring quarter for New Bedford. They got 14 compared to Durfee's 12. But it was Carrero that just kept, because this could have got ugly if she started missing some shots. But instead of taking the shots, I like what she did. She went to the basket, Evan, and she got some good layups. And then she came back, obviously, with the 3 at the end because the time was running out. But still, you got to make sure that they find a way to corral her. But she's on fire right now.
Franklin had a huge third quarter for the Whalers as well, and that's a big reason why they're leading right now. And she'll get the rebound, and the Whalers will kind of reset here as they start with possession. Evan Massoud and Chris Santos with you for rivalry basketball. Durfee versus New Bedford girls basketball. Southeast Conference play here on January the 26th.
Stop the dribble.
Thanks for tuning in tonight. Should be a good finish. We hope you'll stay with us. Carrero can't get that one to go from inside the arc, and it'll go back New Bedford's way. Great piece.
Good look. Good look from Thompson, and that's what you expect from Thompson. Great ball handler.
34-31.
You got to get number 1 involved. She has to be touching the ball every possession. Whether she takes the shot or not, I still think she's got to touch the ball.
Ooh. I would agree completely. I mean, especially the way she's shooting right now.
Yeah, and she doesn't even have to take the shot. It's the presence of what she can do, of driving to the basket. And if she dishes off, then dish off.
And I think that, you know, we're not seeing a ton of fouls obviously in the game. They're calling that one on the floor.
Yep.
But ultimately here, I think if you're the Hilltoppers, you really got to try to drive more to the basket and try to draw the foul.
Oh.
That does not go.
Yeah.
Another tough luck shot.
Yeah, tough one from O'Connell. 0 for 7, unfortunately for her. Just can't find a bucket. That's only a 2-pointer.
That's for 2. Reese into double figures by my count.
Yep.
you're Durfee, you got to keep this at 2 possessions with the way and thrown away. See, with the way that the offenses have been today, anything more than 2 possessions may be a lot to overcome in 6 minutes.
And here's the other part that comes into effect, Evan. The conditioning.
Another one.
Remember, conditioning in the fourth quarter. It's only a 2-pointer. We got a timeout. We're to delay a game. Maybe when the ball went in.
So it's not a timeout.
No. Just a delay a game. That was only a 2.
Yep.
For Ramus.
In that sense, the Hilltoppers a little lucky because both shots for her have been, that was Reese.
So remember now, competition, playing Conley, playing other teams. Are you physically ready for the fourth quarter?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now you're playing heavy minutes and you're playing heavy game compared to maybe I didn't play all that much in the other ones.
Great pass to O'Connell. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line. Well, the Hilltoppers did a great job closing out at Brockton, but they did lose to BR, so they're 1-1 in the conference. As is New Bedford, right? They're 1-1 in the conference?
Yes, I believe so.
At least according to the Arbiter site, they are.
I think they are, yeah.
So, first shot good.
Yeah, you know she can shoot the free throw. She's had a rough night being 0 for 7, but not from the free throw line. Made her first.
Second one no good, and the Whalers with the rebound. Yep, 1-1 in the conference, a loss to BR for New Bedford and a win against Dartmouth. Big time 3 for Bucha.
You go to your strength.
Other side, that's for 2.
There it is.
Kuchar with the deuce.
Keep an eye on Karen on the bench there, Evan, being seen by the trainer.
Yep, another
injury.
Another injury for Durfee. Thompson with the bucket, and the lead is up to 9. 43 to 34, excuse me.
Now the ball was kicked, and Jeff Karen says, wait a minute. And so the ball went over and back. And so that's why when Durfee picked it up.
Yeah, coach not happy.
Yeah.
Still shaking his head. He is not happy with that call.
See, now I didn't like that possession there. You inbound the ball, waste some seconds, set it up, make a play. Instead of just taking the first shot that you got.
O'Connell can't get that to go.
Good move by Thompson. That's a 3.
And it's good.
3 ball really, really helping New Bedford as they jumped up to a double-digit lead for the first time tonight, Evan. And Bucha with the last 2 of them.
Yeah, here's your offensive wave for the Whalers.
It's
and for Durfee, it's coming at a bad time because there's only 5 minutes less than 5 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, and what's really stepped up is New Bedford's defense. I think they went to the full court man-to-man. They got some turnovers. They've been doing it ever since, and they've getting some good transition, which has led to now either going to the basket strong. If they collapse in, we kick it out. They kicked it to Bucha twice. She's made the 3s. So New Bedford's doing it from the defense first, which is leading to the offense second.
Yeah, right now 14 points in this quarter. We're not even halfway through it, and that ties their most for a quarter, which was last quarter.
Yep.
So it shows you where they're at, and they're doing it from the field, by the way, not one from the free throw line.
Yeah, and remember what they're doing, too, on defense is they're stopping Carrero because Kucha's got 2, and O'Connell's got 1 free throw for only 3 points in this fourth quarter. So they're corralling Carrero. They're trying to find a way to stop her and say, hey, listen, if you're carrying them on your back, then go get them. But we got to find a way to double team you, slow you down, and let others score.
Yeah, and Karen back to the bench again. So she's sitting.
Yeah.
You lost Holly very early in this game, and that doesn't help either.
No.
Sure, next player up, as they say, but that doesn't help. I mean, you come in with a game plan and lose a starter very quickly. That changes things dramatically.
Yeah, so Bucha on Carrero is pretty big right now. Denying her the ball if they can.
Yeah, all 5 starters, original starters for the Whalers
Here she comes
in there.
on a rolling pick. on the weave.
Trying to get by, she can't.
Oh, yeah.
Pass down low to O'Connell, and she's tripped.
Ooh, so they're going to call a body foul there on the leg.
I thought we were going to see a travel
Yeah,
call.
so did I first, but she said the leg stuck out. That'll be Thompson, and that'll be her third.
Yep, 2 this quarter by my count, 5th for the team. And Durfee will have to inbound. They'll go to Kuchar.
Three.
Quick 3.
Big
It's good.
three.
That's huge.
Big 3. She's got 5. So looking for, obviously, turnovers, too. Here's Durfee. Nice pass.
Reese driving the lane. Can't get it to go. O'Connell with the rebound. A travel called on O'Connell in the motion of passing.
Into Kennedy.
Franklin, easy. Oh my gosh.
Wow. And
Do
that's,
that.
that's happened twice, Evan.
You could do that blindfolded.
Got to stop the ball.
Hargraves will go to the line on the 6th foul for the Whalers. They've had 4 this quarter, and the second of the team really came very late in the third.
This is a big foul because if it's on Bucha, that's her 4th.
It is. She's coming out.
And she's going to have to.
So that'll change things a little bit, but Hargraves with no points
Shooting
tonight, looking for her first points of the game, and she will not hit that first free throw as Chenard comes back in for Bucha.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for Coach Pina. Didn't know if he was going to go with a little bit more size with Anderson, and said he goes with Chenard.
Well, with the 11-point lead, maybe different story, make it 10, but maybe a different story otherwise. Another timeout for the Hilltoppers as the deficit is 10 with 5 seconds more than half a quarter here. So 4:05 to play. Let's look ahead at what's coming up for these two teams over the next boys varsity.
Braintree High School 60. Your Hilltoppers 61.
Ooh.
Durfee boys playing a makeup game against Braintree tonight because they played New Bedford on Saturday and they won on the road 61-60. They keep rolling here in 2022. They're really, that senior group that we saw for football, Thanksgiving, you saw them last couple years. They finally, as seniors, I expected big things, and they're really having a great season. Last year was the turnaround year, and they've come into this year. It's been no fluke. They're 3-0 in the conference, now beating up on a team in the Boston area, so they're doing very well. Now we look at the road ahead for these two teams. We are looking at, January 26th. So Sunday the 30th, New Bedford is hosting Taunton according to this schedule here. I'm not sure if there's any makeup games added in because tonight's game is not on here. It's still listed back in January. But right now, next game is listed as Taunton on Sunday at 3. And for Durfee, the Hilltoppers' next game will be against Somerset on Friday.
Franklin with a good look, and she'll get the 2 to come out of that timeout successfully for New Bedford.
3 in the corner for Kuchar, and it's good.
Well, let me say, all of a sudden, this girl has shown up right here with 8 points in the 4th quarter. So not Carrero, but Kuchar. Someone better keep an eye on her. She's a shooter.
Jarred loose. Hilltoppers go back 2 versus 2. Hargraves, it's taken away. Foul is called. Wow. That looked like a clean takeaway to me.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Thompson, and that's her 4th as well. Decision-making time now for Jordan Pina with 3:27 remaining.
Bucha's at the table, ready to come in.
Yeah.
What do you think of that foul, Chris? It didn't look like to me. I don't know.
I thought she took the ball away.
It sure looked that way.
But they said no, so Hargraves to the line again.
That's the 7th foul for the Whalers, by the way. So now Durfee is taking shots for the final 3:27. Bucha will come in, and Thompson will stay.
Yeah, so he's going to roll with the punches right now. So that's Thompson and Bucha both with 4.
Do or die time. So
if
you're the Hilltoppers, you drive the lane against one of them, right? Get them out.
You think about that if you can, or you force them to get an easy foul.
1 for 2 at the line is Hargraves, missing that second shot. Coach Pina has to call timeout. Very good pressing defense for the Hilltoppers. Coach Karen applauding the effort there from the Lady Hilltoppers.
And they want to make sure they know where they're inbounding the ball, so they're asking the official where that's going to be. But how about Lauren Kuchar stepping up only 2 points in the first half? She had missed their first 3 shots, then made one, and then only took 1 shot in the third quarter. So,
yeah.
I mean, think about that. You're only taking 5 shots, and all of a sudden, 6, 7, and 8. 2-pointer, 3-pointer, 3-pointer. So nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. But Carrero, no points in this fourth quarter. So, you know, luckily for them, Kuchar's been the one that has stepped up. She's the only one with points from the field for Durfee here in the fourth.
Correct.
But they are not out of it yet. 8 points is certainly doable in 3:19. Every possession is going to count, though, right here. You can't give up the big shot, and you can't commit turnovers, and that's been a problem for both sides tonight.
Yeah, it has been. And when you find a way to get some defense to turn into offensive points, obviously you're going to be real excited about that. But that's what New Bedford has to do continuously to play some good D, because they've had some tough offense for 32 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what Jordan Pina's talked about. And so that they've turned up the heat a little bit, but the Hilltoppers have answered.
With the way this one started, I never would have thought we'd see 50 points on the board, to be quite honest with you. I just didn't think it was in the realm of possibility. Durfee will get the inbounding pass. And the shot, no good. Double teamed in the corner. Loose ball. Oh, and a foul.
Let's see, who's this on? Jeff Karen want to make sure we got that one. So they're going to call it on O'Connell, her third. Wow. Now remember, New Bedford has 7 fouls, and they only have 3. Now that's going to be a call there. Yeah, they're going to do that. Yeah, she's going to swing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep.
But Durfee's got fouls to burn right now, so maybe you take that chance to try to jar it loose if you can do it cleanly.
Yep.
Three minutes to go. 50-42 Whalers in a game that's turned into an offensive shootout a bit here. Oh, it will not go.
Look at the rebound.
Thompson got the
Swing it
rebound.
around.
3 Hilltoppers down low, couldn't come away with it. And Franklin with the bucket. 13 second half points for Franklin.
And it's amazing when the coaching staff tells you, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. And the next thing you know, you take the shot and it goes in.
I know.
Yeah.
Evangeline Souza picking up another foul. 15 foul, her third. I mean, at this point, too, you can use almost the whole shot clock if you're New Bedford.
Oh,
you got
You're up by 10.
You got 10-point lead here. It's not like it's a one-possession game. Right. Franklin for 3 to ice it. Got it!
All right, I'm going to ask her. You can ask Guerrero. I'll ask her, because no way was she thinking bank there. Let's put it that way.
She won't say otherwise. No. Wow. Incredible. What a second half for Franklin.
Sure.
That will not go. Hilltoppers, we've seen both sides, though, really some tough luck baskets that would fall on any night. Sometimes the basketball gods are just not there with you.
16 points in this second half for Franklin has set the tone for the Whalers.
Unbelievable.
And they'll waste more time down under 10 now. Now they'll run a play.
Ooh, that one won't go. Hits the rim. Loose ball. Bucha can't handle it. Franklin goes sliding down.
Though. She can't foul.
She cannot. Pass to Kuchar.
Oh.
Won't go. Wow. Durfee ball.
Well, New Bedford would give up that if as long as she misses it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not worrying about that.
Another timeout. Let's just remember, it was 19-18 at the end of the half.
That's correct.
Look at where we are.
That's correct.
It's really something.
Yeah, and remember, it was 32-31 at the end of 3. Remember where we were there, too. And when you talk about that big spurt, is 3 threes. Franklin has 1 in that fourth quarter, and Butcher had 2 of them in that. But Franklin's been the one that's heated up here in the second half with only 2 points from the free throw line in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's everything from the field has been working for the Whalers in the second half, and they've continued to build on it. 13-point advantage, 23 points so far in this fourth quarter for New Bedford, and there's still 81 seconds to go.
Team fouls, 5 for Durfee, 7 for New Bedford. So 1 to waste if you are the Hilltoppers. But let's see what they set up right here. And let's look at the matchups, too. You got to keep an eye on Carrero. Someone better cover number 1.
Yeah, they've been doing it all through the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. Here she comes. There it goes. Thompson's just a faster player. And a foul that's a flagrant. Ooh, could have been. Could have been.
Carrero lucky that it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's going to be her third, 6th for the team.
Yes. But more important, Thompson goes to the free throw line to shoot 2.
It's her first trip.
Yep.
First one good. Two for 2. A second half free throw shooting, 5 for 6, a little better as well than we saw in that first half. That's for the team, of course. Ball is loose, picked up by Souza. Bumps into Franklin, throws it
That's
away.
Gonna be over and back. Over half court.
Another turnover for Durfee. As we come up on the final minute here at the Fieldhouse on this Wednesday night.
Once again, waste as much time as they can, under 10. And they're going to call an offensive foul right now, which, believe me, is not a very good call.
No.
No, not under a minute, and you've been watching that all game, and you're going to wait till the end to call that. See, that part is uncalled for. Thompson will foul out, unfortunately for her.
Yeah, that's
just not a good call.
No, it's ridiculous,
No.
actually. This is like, you know.
She'll leave with 7 total, but a good game for her. She does a good job of being a little point guard and running the show.
Yeah, but you're right. Under a minute, the game's out of reach.
No.
You know, put the whistle away.
Yeah,
Put it in your pocket.
That one he didn't need.
No. We saw much more egregious things that they weren't calling in the middle of this game. And then to call that, it's just really ridiculous.
Good move.
Souza can't get it to go. Too high
like
off
lost
the
the
glass.
handle.
Yeah.
Like she lost the handle.
Too high off the glass, and it bounced right back where it came from. Well, the Whalers closing in on win number 4. Another prime example, Chris, as why the records don't always tell the story, why you got to play the game.
That's
because
correct.
New Bedford's schedule, a tough one, and they certainly don't look like a 3-8, now a 4-8 team.
Yep.
Reese is fouled by O'Connell with 18.1. That'll be her 4th.
Same group that Jordan Pina took down to Florida during Christmas break. Got a little team unity. Played in a tournament down there against some teams from Texas. And
wow.
So they have some opportunities. And so they got together and went down there and did that. And, 3-8, again, as you said, it's a tough schedule they play. And it looks like they can compete with a lot of teams. So record's just not showing it for them this year. And with 18 seconds left, they'll be shooting 2 with Tatum Reese.
I didn't realize they went to Florida. That's fantastic.
They did.
That's really awesome. First free throw is good. That one, second one, no good. The rebound to Kuchar as we hit the final 15 seconds here at Durfee. Carrero will get to 20 points for the second straight game, but the Hilltoppers are going to come up short in a big conference game. We'll have an inbound here with 0.2 on the clock. That's it. Whalers come to Durfee and defeat the Hilltoppers by a final score of 58-44. A very impressive fourth quarter, one of the biggest fourth quarter numbers we've seen in a long time from either a home team or an away team.
Yeah, pretty impressive in the 3-ball and the pretty much what the Kennedy Franklin wanted to do. And, you think of someone with that size and strength, maybe a lot down below. She ain't afraid to take it outside as well. And she did a great job as they had a huge quarter of 26 points compared to Durfee's 13. So really picked it up, and I think they did it starting with the defense first, then turning into the offense.
100%. And, very impressed by the Whalers. This is our first look at them this season.
Yep.
Here on Fred TV, and because this is the first matchup. Again, this was supposed to happen on the 4th of this month. It should have already happened.
Yeah, and talk about the two girls that you had. Obviously losing Holly right from the beginning, and obviously losing Karen later on. You're talking about two of the girls that are down below that you need to get on Franklin, and you need to get some people who are driving. So that's two big losses, to go along with Carrero to help her out. So that was a tough for Jeff Karen. Hopefully those two girls are going to be okay, and they'll be able to come back. You only dropped to 6-4. That's half your schedule right now, and you see what you do in the second half.
Yep, you got Somerset Berkeley on Friday. The Hilltoppers do. This is a 3-game week for them. They played Somerset Berkeley back in December, and it was a 3-point loss across the bridge, 47-44. So Durfee looking for some revenge against Somerset Berkeley here at the Fieldhouse. Finishes off a string of 3 games at the Fieldhouse this week before they hit the road. They'll be on the road on Tuesday at New Bedford Volk, and then on next Friday they'll be at your house back at New Bedford High. So tough schedule coming up for Durfee here in the halfway mark of it, but certainly in tournament play, they're certainly in the hunt, and should be a fun second half of the season. They've looked good so far. Definitely a big turnaround from the last couple seasons.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, think about what you have. And we were talking a little bit earlier about Carrero, wishing her the best if she makes that 1,000 points that you said that she's in a chance to get. And hopefully she will get that as well. And this group will recognize her. So that's always a big accomplishment. But, the experience of Coach Jeff Karen will definitely,
for sure,
for the second half, we'll try to work this team and get them toward the playoffs and the hunt in their division.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up from the Fieldhouse. But, folks, Fred TV sports coverage is not over this week. We got games tomorrow and Friday as well. We're going to finish the week over at Diamond Regional. Girls basketball tomorrow at 5 from the James T. Ashley Gymnasium as the Diamond Lady Bengals will square off against the Bristol Plymouth Lady Craftsmen. And then on Friday, great way to cap off the week, boys hoops from Diamond. Bishop Conley will make the trek 2 miles down the street to square off against their crosstown rivals, the Bengals. So it should be a fun end to the week. Chris, great to have you alongside. I'm glad you joined me once again. And we'll have to do it again soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun to get out here, and it's been a while since we've been on the Thomas Skip Karen basketball court. Always good to see that. Maybe we'll get a boys game in there somewhere along the line, too. Hopefully that would be nice just to get them going. And I know it's not been a good year for New Bedford, and Durfee's playing very well. So, it's always fun to watch those teams go at it. And this has been another fun evening. Glad you asked me to come aboard.
Anytime. All right, folks, for our camera crew tonight, Mike Fernandez and Meadow Worsley, my broadcast partner, Chris Santos, Evan Massoud saying so long from Durfee. We'll see you tomorrow at Diamond. Good night, everybody.